talking through tragedy. How do parents explain the terror attacks in Orlando to their children, depending on their age set? Well, we're joined in studio by an expert who is going to answer all of our questions. It's been 3 days that have passed since the tragedy in Orlando, and many of us are still trying to come to terms with what happened. With the constant news coverage and the flow of updates, a lot of parents are struggling with just how to talk to their children, also based on what their age is. So joining us this morning is trauma grief counselor Veronica Sites, and we certainly thank you for joining us. So if you have children and they're aware of what happened, or perhaps another child told them, let's start by age groups, because, for example, I have 8 and under. How does someone who has children that age talk to them about what happened in Orlando? Do you bring it up at all?
Younger, you want to first be aware, how much have you allowed them to be exposed to the media? What are they hearing, and take it from there. They're going to, perhaps at that age, they're going to make a random statement while they're playing, or maybe in the car, just in passing. That is a teachable moment for a parent to seize on. What is it that's concerning you? Deal with facts. There was a terrible incident. The shooter is dead, and for this, we're going to do everything we can as parents to keep you safe. So, honey, what do you think about everything that's been going on?
So you really encourage them to talk to you. You really make this a dialogue, not a monologue.
You don't want to. You want dialogue.
Okay.
Because you want to know what they're thinking. If they've made a random statement, there's the thought behind that, and those thoughts have emotions attached to them. So we want to go from facts, thoughts, feeling to healing.
What is the one thing that you never say to them? Because I suggested earlier, don't you worry, mommy and daddy will do the worrying for, and you said, no, you don't say that.
Absolutely
so
not.
How do you walk that line where you want to let your kids know, no matter what age they are, that bad things can happen, but that they're still safe? You want your children ultimately to still feel safe, don't you?
You want them to feel secure. Secure and safe. Safe is what parents can provide as far as there is security, and the security comes from a consistency of what we verbalize and what the child evidence. And if you tell your child, don't worry, and then they see you over here worrying the behavior, what they do is they mirror. They mirror the behavior, and if the behavior continues in the mirroring, it can become a pattern.
But what you say to them is, we're doing everything to keep you safe.
We're doing everything we can to keep you safe.
That's the verbiage you use.
That's the verbiage that you need to use, and also just let them know. So we're going to have a plan. We have a plan, just like 7 and up, when they've had fire drills. Even teenagers, they've had lockdown drills at school. Just let them know this is why. We plan, we prepare, and then we perform. Not as an act, but we perform towards the results. We want to be safe. This is the plan, and this is what we're going to do.
Age group, 8 years old and older, teenagers, like Jason has teenage girls.
Exactly.
You really use this as a teachable moment where you tell them a lot more, and you let them know where the exits are. If you hear gunfire, it is gunfire. So you're really much more straightforward with them, aren't you?
You're very straightforward with them, because they know that they see exits. This is a teachable moment to say, and this is why it's important, because otherwise kids are kids, and they're just going to be oblivious and on the text phone and having their conversations, and they know when they have drills at school what they're supposed to do and where they're supposed to go. However, a plan and a preparation to use those exits is that teachable moment that you want to empower your child to know how to respond versus react.
Exactly. Good advice. Thank you so much, Veronica, for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.